Yo, what up? How is everyone doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's super dark. Wow. All right. So today we are going to dive into the cloud side of this device. This GL-iNet Mango smart VPN router proclaims to have the capability to connect to a cloud service to allow you to remotely manage the device. So we're going to dive into some of the tooling that is necessary to do that. So let's go ahead, and I've got my Linux setup open. You guys should be able to see this. One thing I'm going to do this time is actually increase the font size, kind of make it easier for you guys to see this. Went through and looked at a couple of the VODs, and some of the stuff is a little hard to read if you weren't pausing, and also the encoding can kind of make the text when I'm scrolling a little harder to read. So where we left off, we were digging into the UI functions in this compiled UI.lua file, and I went through upstream and kind of dug into these a little bit more and didn't really find anything that looks like it's bad code or buggy or anything like that. It all looks relatively solid. I'm sure if you spent some time with some analysis tools to like fuzz some of these parameters, like your setling parameter, or the publicly available, like the non-authenticated endpoints or RPC methods. Like I think this load locales one is a non-authenticated one, and yeah. So if you took some fuzzers to these, I think you might yield something, but I'm not super interested in finding vulnerabilities at this moment. I just kind of want to poke around on the device and I don't know, see what it does. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to close this out. One of the main components for this device that is responsible for the cloud connectivity is the GL-cloud file. Let me go ahead and see where that is. It's been a minute since I've hopped on here, so I may end up having to reacquaint myself with this. I believe it's under user, lid. Okay, so that's for all the RPC stuff. I don't think I pulled off the files for the GL Cloud. So let's go ahead and go back over to the Windows VM. There we go. And connect to SSH and dig around a little bit. All right, so I'm going to start off with a pretty basic find command. Look across the entire device with the slash as our root. We're going to look for iname, which is going to be GL-cloud. Let's put some splats before and after that. And then we want to redirect all of our errors to dev null. And let's go ahead and spit that out. All right. So it gave us some paths. Looks like we've got some config files. We've got our init file. Some files in the overlay, which all get added when the device is booted and all the partitions are mounted. That's what these are. Then we got some files in our ROM. Okay, so I'm going to copy that out, paste that over here, and then let's go ahead and start with the initd, and then we will move to the config. Let's just check these out, see what they're good for. Oops, man, I do this crap all the time. Let's see. There we go. All right, so what does this do? So we've got a bypass VPN variable, which calls UCI, gets the VPN policy global.service policy. If bypass VPN equals 1, version is 18.06, then we run none VPN. We use that none VPN group. We run sudo with the none VPN group. So we do as the none VPN group, we run eco, and then we run the GL cloud binary. If that's not the case, then we just run eco with the GL cloud. We don't run it under the none VPN user. So that's interesting. Not sure what the point in that is yet, but you might figure that out. I'm just gonna copy this out. Yeah, we'll save this as was that the GL cloud init.sh. Do all files. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this eco, from what I remember, this is a an LUA related tool. See LUA eco. It's a interpreter. Built-in event loop for scheduling lightweight coroutines automatically, enabling efficient concurrency in Lua. Yeah, so let's see. Provide some modules. That's interesting. We got some handful of modules. This is kind of how it works. You set your environment to use eco. All right. Cool. Yeah, let's get the version info. Let's see, Lua is 5.3, goes 2.5.1. What is this? Release 3.10, so it's a couple versions behind. If you wanted to look for vulnerabilities in this, you could go and look at issues that were opened for any weird oddities. You can also look at the previous code changes, like the commits to the code base, and see what's changed between version 2.5 and the version 3.10. I'm not super interested in that yet. I think what I want to do is grab this GL cloud file. This one right here, user bin GL cloud. Because I believe that is compiled LUA, and I want to look into that. Show you guys the decompiling a little bit more. So we're going to go back to Bruno, and I'm going to use my download call that I made. Which one is this? Okay. I guess it didn't copy that. Oh. All right. Paste. Come on. Okay. There we go. Jeez. Okay, so now we've also got to steal another SID because I still haven't bothered to mess with that. So let's see. We'll go back to here. Open the admin console or the dev console. Sorry. We'll hit that, log in, and then we'll just grab the token from one of these that has the token user request. Okay. We'll grab that. Come back into Bruno. and we'll replace it. All right. And then we'll save that and run it. 404 not found. User bin GL cloud. Huh, okay. Let me restart Bruno. Sometimes it'll get stuck. I've just had it running idle this whole time since the last one. All right, I said let's restart Bruno. What are you doing? Oh, weird. Oh, you know, do I not have the no, I've got it open. Okay. Huh. All right, whatever. User bin GL cloud. Okay. Headers, URL encoded, parameters, name, delete, body, we want form URL encoded. Okay, send that. There we go. Now it gave us all this crap. Let's see. Timeline, request, response. I remember there being a button that just download all this crap. Okay, whatever. All right, let's go back to our share drive. Back into our Lua file. Actually, we'll just do this in Notepad. Tempfs. Nope, we got Lua. This one is going to be GL Cloud. And we'll just leave it as a generic file. Cool. Cool. All right, now I'm gonna hop over and swap this device real quick. Get this back over into Linux. I could probably find a better way to do this, but so far this is just the easiest way to set it up. I haven't gone through and set up like a SMB or anything like that. But we'll check that. Oop. All right. Bruno's gonna whine and complain. Okay, whatever. So back into our Kali. I'm gonna pass this USB device back to it. Oh, of course. It's gonna make me reboot the VM. Alright, whatever. Should only take a second. Oh, that's why I didn't remove it. I'm done. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we should have our share disk open now. Our Lua file. And then we've got GL Cloud. All right, I'm gonna copy this. All right, we'll get a terminal open. Sorry, this thing cut off top of my head. No, guess it doesn't really matter. Whatever. I'm not that interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna see into our desktop, RFF, Mango, Lua, and then let's see, luadec. Gonna get the the hell is it called? GL Cloud. Gonna brain fart. And then we're gonna output the output of this command to I don't know. Let's just do it here. glcloud.lua. Actually, that's gonna put it in the directory above. Okay, cool. There we go. Bad header and precompiled chunk. That's okay. All right, then we with mousepad, whatever. No. Oh, it's empty. Oh no. That's not good. So I was using this. Let me try it on this other file. Oh, that just really sounds so dumb. Where's the actual tempfs etc user lib okay. I'll open a terminal here. luadec. I'm just gonna try this command again, just to make sure that it's working. All right, so that works. So it works for those files. Maybe maybe they don't like me copy pasting it out. Version 5.3. Oh, is that what it is? So is this luadec? I think I compiled this one for version 5.1. Yep. Let's see if we can get luadec 5.3 going. Is this the same one? I think this is the same one that I got. Oh no, okay, so that's the luadec OpenWRT. Okay. Let's try this one out. Let's install programs from VirusCamp. B. All right, how do you build this? Get some module update. Okay. Seeded. Oh, experimental for Lua 5.2 and 5.3. Okay, well, we'll try it anyway. What? Okay. Just fucking autocomplete. Holy shit. I'm lazy. Also, if anybody's watching and you have any questions, just throw them out in the chat. Just hit me with them questions. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. All right, so what'd that do? Okay. All right, well, let this build. Okay. Did it build? Oh, it built. Okay. Let's see, CP luadec. To user bin luadec. Okay, 5.1. All right, now let's try this. Let's try this again. Da, 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 da. Bingo. Where was this? CD Lua. CD's nuts. GL Cloud. Okay, so luadec 5.1. GL Cloud. Let's see what that does. Bad header and precompiled junk. Wow, okay. So I presume that this cloud connectivity is using MQTT, which is like a publisher subscriber model protocol to kind of publish messages, and then the device will subscribe to certain channels. Anytime a message is added to that channel, it'll update and do stuff on the client side or on the device side based off of what the message contained. So I kind of want to let's see, Lewis, GL-iNet, blah blah. Huh. Let's try. This is original by Hisham. Going for it to blah blah blah. Is this not the? This may not be the one that I actually compiled. Oh. No, okay. This is 2.2 revision, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, those are the same. I did copy that into the thing. Okay, I'm just confused and dumb. Well, if that doesn't work, I'm not too sure where to go next. We can dig around on the device a little bit more, but I was hoping that would give me kind of a head start on how the MQTT works. We can poke around in the let's just go back to our Windows machine and poke around at some of these other config files, and maybe you can figure out a little bit more about how this thing is working, and it might inform, I don't know, some more stuff. Who knows? Oh, that's really useful. Okay. Let's check it out in the actual web interface. Let's see, where is that actually at? Advanced settings? No. So overview. Ah, there it is. Good cloud. All right, so no cloud logs. Let's go back to, I'm gonna close this real quick. Is that applications, good cloud. Let's turn it on. Data server, America. Yeah, sure, I've read the terms and conditions. We can also do some PCAPs. We can do some wireshark when we turn this on, do some PCAPs and see what it talks to. That might be kind of interesting. I don't actually have this connected to a because I'm connected to the LAN port right now. If I want to connect this thing and sniff its traffic, I need to be in between the LAN port. Hmm. Interesting. Just trying to think of the best way to set that up. The easiest way to do that, I guess. Because right now I'm running all of this is in a virtual machine. Everything that you're seeing right now. So I could set up a NIC and set that up as the yeah, let me do that. I'm gonna step away real quick, grab another Ethernet cable, and set this up. One moment. Okie dokie. Okay, I've got another Ethernet cable hooked up, and let's see. All right, so I gotta configure this in the virtual machine real quick. This is our Windows VM. Go ahead and add hardware. Let's see. Sorry, this is all off screen. This is for my eyes only. I might do some videos later about virtual machine setups and libvirt and that kind of stuff because it's kind of fun. Where is this Intel NIC? Is that the one I want? Yeah, that one. Finish. Yes. Do I really want to use the device? Yes. All right. Oh no, wait, that's what. I'm so dumb. I'm trying to add the one that already exists on there. I need the Realtek. Realtek, where is it? There it is. Ethernet 1. Yes, okay. So now we shut this down, and then we're going to restart it. Bring it back up with the NIC. So then we'll have two NICs on this thing. We'll have one that's connected to the LAN port and one that's connected to the WAN port. And then, honestly, I don't care if it has internet access, but I just want it to be able to make the attempts to call out so we can see what it's trying to do. So give this a second. Well, it probably helps if I turn it back on. Turn it off and then turn it back on. Oh, stupid. Okay. One moment. this particular NIC has a bunch of extra devices like IPMI and some other bullshit. So I gotta pass those through too, otherwise it whines and complains that the entire group of devices isn't available. Be able to have BCI capability, blah 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 blah. Actually, I could just set up a bridge. Let me do that. That's probably a lot easier. Okie dokie. I say that's probably a lot easier, but connection details. Here, I can probably show you guys this, that way you're just not bored out of your mind. Let's see. Screen capture. Oh. Yeah, see. Alright. There we go. Alright, so let's make a virtual NIC. Another bridge adapter. Let's see, what is this one? I don't know, BR2. I'm sorry, what? Oh, VI or BR1. Okay. Sun probably has. Yeah, same subnet. Okay. What subnets do we got? Sorry, this is an absolute mess. Okay. So we will do 2. Set that subnet to that. There. Okay. Finish. Alright. And then is it on? Yes, it is active. Forwarding to Ethernet 1. Okay. I think that'll work. Probably not. I'm real dumb when it comes to this stuff. Alright, whatever. Get that out of the way. Let's turn this VM back on. Yeah, supply changes. Oh, nice. The invert manager crashes. Alright, there we go. Okay, we're back up on that. Let's reconnect here. Okay. Let's see if this works. Oh, that's not what I want. Change adapter options. I think we're good. Let's get wireshark running. Everybody loves wireshark. I like me a good PCAP. Hello? You just do nothing? You guys saw that, right? Okay, there we go. Good God. Okay, so I'm not sure which one is which. That's 101. It's 3. Need 2. Um. Hmm. Okay, yeah. I did that wrong, of course. I don't think a bridge is gonna work. Because I have to, I don't know. It's just much easier to pass through the actual hardware itself. Um. Oh. I'm so dumb. I added it to the hypervisor, but did not add it to the machine. That'll do it. Now let's see what Windows does. Actually, I should probably restart. Come on. You got this, Tiana Core. Alright, cool. Alright, let's see. Network. Uh-oh. I always do that, man. Windows moves this crap around and it drives me crazy. Alright. I don't see an extra NIC, but we'll see what wireshark sees. And then go from there. We're looking for .2, but I don't see the .2 interface. Yeah, I think it's just because I'm bad. Bad and dumb. That's okay. Never claimed to be the greatest at any of this stuff. That's the fun of it though, is you start doing this and then you learn stuff and you get better at it, and you learn more stuff. Rinse and repeat. It's just a matter of trying stuff out. Experimentation. Okay, so let me hop on this really quick. Let me figure out what this PCIe group is real quick. CD scripts. Let's see, hive on new groups. All right, which one is this in? Rep tech. Get 2 lines before, 2 lines after. I know you guys can't see any of this, so it sounds like I'm crazy. That's okay. I don't care. So we've got MMU group 29 that has the BMC, Ethernet, UART, IPMI. Okay, so this is that whole thing. All right, let's try that. All right, let's go ahead and shut that down. Gonna add hardware, PCIe device. And then we want everything in this group. 8.1, 8.2, and 8.7. I don't know why it's like that, but whatever. There we go. Turn that on. It does not like this. Oh, is it because ROM bar's on? I don't think it likes ROM bar. And just keep removing these devices until it boots. It's gonna work. One of these times, it'll work. Do it enough times. That's how computers work. All right. Any second now. There it is. Okay. I'll reconnect over here. All right. So you guys should see that now. Cool. So, and I believe I have so many nicks. You ever seen this many nicks? Okay, this one right here. This is the new one. This is the one that our WAN port is connected to. This is the one that our LAN port is connected to. This one says identifying because it's trying to do DHCP, but it doesn't. So I may need to reconfigure this. Uh, Yeah, whatever. We'll just see what it does, because it'll just try to talk over that. So we'll see if it. Oh, there we go. Got it. Wireshark, where are you? All right, third time is the charm. So we'll get Wireshark running. See if we can capture some packets from it and see what it's trying to talk to, and then maybe that can inform some more analysis. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that's kind of funny. I didn't even tell anybody that I was streaming. All right. I wonder why Wireshark takes so freaking long to open. Maybe it's just because it's the portable version. Who knows? Sorry, 1 second. So I got wireshark open. I think that is our 169.254.3 blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and grab that. Okay, so oh yeah, we can see our GL-iNet is trying to do DHCP. Okay. I may need to fix that and actually give it a lease so that it can try and talk, but we'll mess around with it and see what it does. So let that run. Go back to our GL-iNet admin panel. Log into that. And then let's go down to applications, Good Cloud. Real quick, let me post this. All right. Okay. Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to post that out there real quick. Okay, so got our wireshark going. Currently, it's getting a bunch of DHCP crap from the router, but let's go ahead and enable Good Cloud. And we'll do that. This is the data server, and we'll hit apply. We'll see what it does. We'll see if it tries to do anything without a DHCP lease. Who knows? Probably won't. Probably need to give it a yeah, no internet connection found. Okay. So it probably does want a internet connection, at least DHCP, where it tries to do some stuff. Let's see. All right. All right, let me figure out how to do this. All right, that's the. Oh, what are those? Oh, it's asking for. That's, I guess, other stuff, or that's this thing. It's VM. Okay, let's go in here. Change adapter options. We want. Which one is it that's got? I think it's this one. Oh, this one. Okay. Let's see, properties, sharing, network connection. And then you need to go into Ethernet 3. Okay, I think that should do it. Yeah, there we go. Got lots of crap going now. Let's try this again. All right, enable good cloud. Your device ID is bleh. Okay. Lots of crap going. So, oh, it says that it's enabled. Device serial number, device ID. Good cloud.xyz. Probably wants to know script off. Oops. Trust it. I totally trust this website, goodcloud.xyz. I need a GL-iNet account. Of course, of course. Of course you do. All right, so looks like our device IP is .137.47. So let's do a pairs filter selected. Pairs filter or selected. All right, cool. The IP source or IP destination. Let's filter for that. Didn't work. Am I stupid? Oh no, okay. Yeah, I am stupid. Okay, it worked. Alright, so we got some ICMP. Looks like our router's pinging Google DNS. That is Google, right? 1.1.1. Yeah, I think that's Google. It also looks like it's hitting out to this address. I have no idea what the hell that is. We can resolve these names if we want to. I forget how to do that. Whatever. We can deal with that later. So it's TCP. It's not TLS encrypted. So we can see, look at this, some MQTT data. That's interesting. So let's poke around in here. What is this? So I'm guessing this address, the 18.209, is the MQTT server that it's talking to. This one's interesting. Let's export this. Say export, I mean copy. Let's get this over into our, no. Oh, I need to get the device re-added to this VM. 1 second. So go back over to here. I want to eject that properly. Okay, cool. Remove that. Add hardware, USB host device, Dynex. All right, cool. Now we've got our RFF share again. Cool. So if we open Notepad, we can open our juice. Let's get our juice open. There we go. No. All right, bytes as hex and ASCII dump. Let's see. Let's just get the ASCII. It's ASCII text. Or maybe not. Who cares? We just leave it there. We'll come back to it once we understand what all this crap means. It looks like we've got some IDs in there or something. I don't really know yet. I do like some plain text data though. Plain text is some good stuff. So let's see. We've got some DNS queries. These are nice because then we can track down actual hosts that this thing is talking to. It looks like gslb-us.goodcloud. I think that's probably this American data server. Also I want to, shit, I should have ran it as admin. I always do this crap. Whatever. I also want to run mmap now that we've got this thing connected, or at least thinking it's online. I want to see what type of exposure it has external port-wise. Let's get this address. Really? I hate copying shit from Wireshark. Wireshark is always so fucking picky about it, man. Copy value. Jesus. Why is that so hard? Alright, let's just do an intent scan on it, see what that gives us. I don't know if it's gonna actually be useful to hit it from this this endpoint, if it'll actually be a realistic enough test as if we're like outside the device from an external WAN perspective. Because if you're checking a device, if you're like scanning a device, internally, like if you're on the net or if you're like on the internal network and you're scanning the device, you should see a difference in available ports or visible ports versus if you're externally scanning the device, because of the difference in routing tables and stuff like that. Let's see, GL Technologies got that. Is it still going? What is it doing? It says it's done. One host. I don't think you got any ports. Okay. Let's try this then. I want to turn on the enable remote SSH. We still have wireshark going, so if that does anything, that sends out anything, we'll be able to capture that. Ooh, look at this. Got some plain text commands. Let's go ahead and copy this value. Copy value and go to CyberChef. Also, if you guys don't know about CyberChef, you should check it out. It's probably one of the best, if not coolest, tools from Hex. So device / cmd gl2. Interesting. So this might be the subscription to the on the MQTT server, because that's kind of how they structure like the subscription model. It's kind of like a folder tree or a device tree or something like that, where you've got like I guess like a web address, like a URL. It's probably easier to describe it, where you've got slashes, and that's how you determine, what events I want to subscribe to on MQTT. So we'll take this, stick it over here, just because that's interesting. I think this is probably related to, oh, look at that. This is the unique device ID. This is probably based off of or generated off of the, device serial number. 5F5B. No? 948C46A0FB5. Okay, so it's the MAC address. It's this right here. So the MAC address. That's interesting. Cool. All right. Then let's see. What is that DNS? Let's get protocol. Right. I can never remember the filters in Wireshark. All right. Let's get all the DNS queries. I'm going to see what it is. hitting some open WRT stuff. This one right here, I want to get this. Copy value. And then let's just go throw this into Shodan real quick. Actually, I want to ping it. Let's see, ping cloud. GLSB Ingress production. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so maybe it won't let you just ping it directly. You probably have ICMP disabled or something, but who cares? Now I'm not actually gonna go and like do scans or anything against this this web server or this address or anything. Mostly because that would be illegal. Because it's not mine. I don't own any of this crap, so I don't wanna go out and reach out and touch it. But Shodan is doing it for me. I haven't actually done anything touch that server outside of what my device is normally doing. And Shodan doesn't have anything anyway, so oh well. So let's see. Let's go back to our nmap, our wireshark. See what else is pulling up. GLSB. Okay, so not interested in DNS anymore. Let's get rid of that. Also, I don't want to see any NTP preparers filter not selected. ACMP. Actually, let's do destination. Not selected. Oops. And not selected. There we go. Let's get that one too, and not selected on that. Yeah, we don't want DNS anymore because we already looked at those. Let's filter those out. Let's get rid of ARP. Yeah, no, filtering in Wireshark is awful. Okay, so SSDP, is that Simple Service Discovery Protocol or Simple System Discovery Protocol? So it looks like it runs SSDP against the subnet as a MDNS. The MDNS? Whatever. Some protocol, SSDP protocol. Also got some UDP stuff going on. Not sure what that's all about. That's fun. Bunch of C's. You guys want any C's? I've got some C's. I'll UDP a bunch of C's. As many C's as you want. UDP all of them to you. Alright, okay. So it looks like there's a bunch of just generic TCP traffic going on. And then our SSDP, you have some MQTT commands. What is this one? This one's got some interesting stuff. So this looks like an alive packet or an alive message. We're just checking the status of the device, or at least phoning home. Kind of talking to Good Cloud, I guess. That's that same address, the 161, right? I don't know. Did I dig on here? No. Just getting it lookup going. So that gives us that. See if we can filter for that. I don't think it's actually talking to that address. Maybe not. Okay, so this is the traffic going to Good Cloud. Got some TCP, some TLS. Client key exchange. Okay, that's good to see. It's good to see that not everything is plain text, that they've actually got something being sent in TLS encrypted. Okay. It's got some handshakes. Let's check the key exchange, see what that's like. TLS. So we're using TLS 1.2. Change the cipher spec. Okay. I'm not sure off the top of my head if this is, I think 1.2 you can't man in the middle. I'd probably have to do like device pinning or something maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break real quick for about 5 to 10 minutes. Go get some more coffee, and I will be back in a bit. All right. So, where we left off, we were digging through the PCAP, looking at some of this traffic, seeing if anything fun sticks out. We did find a couple plain text TCP packets with some what looks like some commands in it. Nothing super spicy yet. But ideally, what we're looking for it was really just the DNS address, what it's trying to connect to, and what IP address, and maybe some of the basic data that's coming through that. So let's go back to the SSH. Oops, buddy. And we'll connect to that. I want to look on the host for anything related to MQTT. So let's go ahead and get this. I can make the size of this bigger. Font settings, change to 20 point. All right, let's get that. Boom. Oh, good God. Okay, whatever. All right, that should be easier to read anyway. All right, so go ahead and clear that. We'll do a find command for iname splat MQTT splat, and we'll redirect all of our errors to dev null. So I don't care about them. So it looks like we got some opackage stuff. That would be our OpenWRT package manager. So some list files, .control files, eco MQTT. Let's see. Here's our MQTT LUA. So it looks like they're using the LUA eco to do the MQTT stuff. Let's go back to our juice and look at the. Did I save that? I did. Okay. Well, I didn't save it, but Notepad++ saved it for me because it's nice. And we did pull that init No. We looked at it, but I didn't pull it from the host. Okay, so we can get the UCI get cloud server. Let's just look at all of this. No? Is it not going to show all of it down at the bottom now? Okay. UCI. I can never remember the commands get config section. Q is query. Oh, quiet mode. Okay, don't print messages. Actually, I think I have the whole UCI output. Or you can just spit it out anyway. Where does it show? There we go. Pretty sure I pulled all this out a while ago. Let me just check my files. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And then let's look for cloud. So GL Cloud, guess it doesn't have the server in there yet. Was that config that it was looking for? Add cloud.server. Yeah, so it doesn't look like it has that in there, so it probably sets that once you go in and set the... It should be there though, you would think. It being in here. Oh, that's cool. Fetch server, fail refused. Okay, so it's not resolving, that's why it's not actually doing much. Okay, that's cool. I don't really want it to go and connect anyway. Ooh, that seems interesting. So the eco daemon fetch from the server, GLS good cloud tries to get a bucket. Device type 1 gives the MAC address, the serial number, dynamic DNS, something another, and a timestamp, and then a signature. Then GSLB. So I'm not sure what that is. But it's something. Okay. All right, let's look at top. I'll just maximize this. I don't know why I'm doing that. So our eco process is running right here. PID. Okay. What PID is that? CPS grep eco. So that PID is right. Or am I wrong? I can never remember which column. Okay, it's the first column. So that's our PID. We can go into CD rock 25232. Not sure what I'm looking for in here. We can't actually. We have TCP though? No. Okay. Da, 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 da. Remember something about being able to look at the memory of the actual process. Let me check that out real quick. See if we can capture the memory from it. Is strace on here? No. About PNAP. No, it's probably going to be the issue is that this BusyBox file system or BusyBox setup is going to have a lot of tools, so we have to do it manually. Let's see. The S maps? The S maps? Where's S maps? Proc VID on S maps? No. Okay, so that's the, I believe, memory maps. Got this cloud file, shared library or shared object. Here's your eco, and then this is the heap. So at this address. Yeah, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing here. That's okay. I'm not super good at like low level analysis yet. I can throw some stuff into ghidra and like kind of bumble around and figure some stuff out. But I am not super well versed in that stuff yet. It's just a matter of dipping my toes into it, figuring it out as I go. Do, do, do. Can't find forensics wiki. I don't think we have GDB, do we? No, of course not. Yeah, because generally you need GDB or something like Gcore to actually like hook into the process and then dump out the memory. But I can't do that on this because I don't have GDB. I don't have any debugging tools installed. I could maybe copy them over to it, but I don't think this file system really has like a lot of space, or that might be trickier because there's not SCP, there's no SFTP server, so I can't do secure copy protocol, and I can't use SFTP to transfer files. So I'd have to use like the HTTP endpoint or the RPC upload file endpoint, which is fine, but that's a lot of work just to like get a debugger on here. And to be honest, I'm kind of reaching the boredom plateau with this device. Kind of learned a little bit about its inner workings. I don't really want to do a whole lot of like web pen testing on stream because it's generally considered illegal. So I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm not gonna reach out and hit this server or anything and see what we can send it and get from it. But it would be interesting to poke into. I'm just not. I don't want to toe that line of what is legal and not legal when it comes to demonstrating hacking on stream. Let's see. So where else can we go with this? We didn't find any other MQTT crap on the host itself. It all seems to be built into this good cloud file. I would like to decompile that. So maybe that's where we go now as we try to analyze this this file. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. We'll go back into Linux. And then I'm going to, let's see, close out of that. I had another one, right? Oh no, okay, whatever. Let's run binwalk on this GL cloud file. And then let's do no, I want to go back to the tempfs. User lib OUI HTTPD. Just do UI. I want to see what the difference between these files is. So we can see this one's got a different header. Doesn't look like it was built the same. This is a little bit different though. Oh, because that's the cloud Git. This is, I wonder if these are visible on the web. GL-SDK. Let's copy that. Do a little search-a-rooney. Says packages. Let's see, what do they got? What do they got? Somehow I doubt that they've got the full build in here. I don't know. These things are supposed to be open source, but they usually just claim that because it's OpenWRT. So that's the Bluetooth SDK, Home Assistant. Let's see if cloud is in here. No good cloud. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How can we dig into this? Because it may be this. They may have just stripped the debug information. Could also be not copying the file out properly. So we used Bruno kind of there. Let me do something real quick. Let's go back into Windows. We will, let's see, MD5 some user bin, no, lib. Was it user lib? Bruh, where the hell was it? I can't remember. It's bin, user bin GL-cloud. God, man. MD5 sum user bin GL-cloud. Alright, so that's our hash. We got that. I'm gonna go back into Linux. And that's our hash. CMD5 sum. Ah, MD5 sum is different. That's interesting. That may be why it's not actually working properly. All right, let's see if we can pull this file again. Yeah, of course. Gonna make me reauthorize. Let's go steal another token. Steal the token from ourselves. All right, need to. There it is. There's the save response to file. Holy crap. Yes, I want to replace it. So let's cd cd's notes. I can't help it. Let's see, Lua. Let's see, get file hash algorithm is MD5. And then what is it? It is GL cloud. So that ends in 4D72. 4D72. Okay, so we have the right we have the full file now. Okay, that might be why it wasn't liking it. Okay. Wait, where did we save that to? Oh, okay, you got it in the right spot. So let's go ahead and eject this. Gonna eject that. Let's close Bruno real quick. Don't save. Okay. And then remove it over there, add it over here. And then when we go back into Linux, go back into Linux, and we should have this. Very cool. So we've got that. Let's go stick it over here. GL cloud, replace. And then let's do our MD5 sum again, just for shits and giggles. 4D72. Okay, cool. Now let's do our luadec. Whatever, I'll just do luadec. Luadec. GL cloud. See what that gives us. Bad header and precompiled chunk. So it gives us the same shit. What about luadec 5.1? Okay. Binwalk. You're our only hope, Binwalk. Yeah, well, it's not broken this time, but Wonder if I don't think ghidra will handle compiled LUA. I mean, there might be like some plugins from it or for it or something. Okay. Oh, here, look, you can see these endpoints. They're just talking to over MQTT. We have the device, and then S is our MAC address, or I guess serial number, however they want to identify it. And you got like /notify/status. There's the device CMD. Hey, look, there's even an RPC endpoint, RPC request. You can send requests to the RPC endpoint. That's really interesting. Oh, also look at this. I've got a device key and a device cert under proc glhw info bar run. Okay, so that's the CA cert for the cloud. Ooh, token? That could be. Yeah, let's see. We don't need to have like the actual bytecode from the LUA to do some analysis. We can do it with the strings tool and just kind of bin walk and shit like that. Oh, that's really interesting. I really like this. So this what okay. So what this makes me think of is that what it's doing is anytime uh the cloud infrastructure, like the good cloud, if you were on, say, your phone or whatever, you wanted to remotely reboot this device, and you tell good cloud, I want to remotely reboot this device, what good cloud is going to do is over MQTT, it's going to publish an RPC command, and then this device is going to connect to MQTT. It's going to listen for messages, and then when it sees that RPC command or whatever, or that reboot command show up in the subscription, it's going to pull that, and then it's going to call the RPC endpoint on the local host. And if you guys remember from a previous stream, if you guys were watching, when I was digging into the authentication flow for this device, one of the checks that it does is it checks to see if it's a local connection, if it's a connection being made locally or coming from this 127.0.0.1 address. So what that makes me think of is if we go back to trying to find like an authentication bypass, if we can trick this thing into thinking that, hey, we're the good MQTT server, we're the good cloud MQTT server, you should listen to us, it'll connect to our bogus MQTT server, and then we can give it commands, and it'll do all of that unauthenticated because it's sending it to the local address as opposed to, I guess, trying to authenticate and then doing it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that's how that's actually working or not. So let's look for these device keys and stuff like that. Let's look GLHW info. There might be a bunch of fun stuff in there. So yeah, let's go back to Windows. Actually, I wanna. No, we can get all that in there anyway. Oh, here, look at this. Look. Here's the GLSB get TLS bucket. That's that same commands that we saw in the packet capture. So kind of connecting the dots. You can see where like things are kind of interconnected. Fetch server from insecure. That's fun. I wonder if it's actually. I wonder if it gives a shit about the cert, not TLS, or if maybe you can downgrade the connection. And then RTTYSSH. This is kind of that RTTYRPC endpoint, I think. Okay. There's some interesting things in here. I'm gonna copy this anyway. We'll get it over to Windows. It's a lot of crap. I don't see a token in here though. Normally when there's a token, it'll show up in strings. Oh, that didn't work. Whatever. Actually, check this out. Okay, so we're gonna do temp dump, and then back over to Bruno. Actually, I need to move that. I need to move the disk back over. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Move that. And add it over here. Alright, cool. Okay, so we've got this open now. Let's get Bruno. Just because this is like the easiest way to download crap off the host. Let's see, what is temp tmp/dump. Copy value. All right, cool. And then we will save that. GL-cloud-strings.txt. Okie dokie. Let's see, do I have ghidra? I don't think this will actually go anywhere, but let's see. Ghidra. Oh, it's worth a shot. Okay, come on. Good old NSA spyware. Wow, this is taking its sweet time. Holy crap. Alright, there we go. Oh, bro. Any day now, ghidra. Now installing NSA spyware. And again, if you guys in the chat have any questions, or in the YouTube comments later, if you have any questions, just leave a message, leave a comment with your question, and I'll try my best to dig into it and figure it out, answer your question. If you want, an explanation or more details about some of the stuff that I'm doing, or you want to see something in particular about this device, please leave a comment, put it in the chat. All right, so I don't actually want to look at that thing. I want to look at this file. All right, so language, let's do Lua. I don't think it's in there. Nope. Oh, let's see. MIPS. I do not know. Let's see, name. 2023 MIPS. New. Is that CPU? No. See, Tim. No. It's Brock. GL, HW info. And then what is it? Look at all this nice, useful info. Model. Nope. Okay. It's not going to tell me anything more about it. Stress. Let's figure out what. We'll just do MIPS size. I think it is 64-bit. Was it 64-bit? I'm gonna assume it is. I don't know, man. Default. We'll just do 64-bit default MIPS. See what this does. I doubt it's gonna work. Yeah, sure, go for it. Yeah, this does not look like it's working right. I think, yeah, I think I need to figure out what's the best way to decompile MIPS Lua. So far it's just been that that luadec. There is this meta worm. Let's see. Let me try this again. All right, where is it? Yeah, it's the same shit that I had with the other one. Hmm. So we got a Java program, a Java tool called unluac, pronouncing luac. Okay. That's this thing right here. Unluac. I think I already tried this. Fork from this. Did I put this? Where did I put this? Key disk. Luac, yeah. I'll try it again. Open PowerShell. Let's see, java.exe jar unluac. No input. Okay, so we gotta give it a file. Where is that? F? F. No, it's mango, so dumb. The input chunk reports an invalid Indianness. 0176, blah blah blah. Input chunk. Where are LUAC chunks? We might have to dig into the actual file structure of the luac file. So I don't think they've stripped the debug information from these. It just seems like it's malformed, or the tooling is not expecting it because it's open WRT or some shit like that. I don't know. I could try luadec. I don't know. I think I tried this. I've gotta. GL-cloud. Yeah, bad headering. Precompiled chunk. Yeah, I don't know. I'm an idiot. It doesn't seem like there's a bunch of information on like how luac actually compiles the interpreted code or the .lua file. Okay, let's try this. I'll take you guys back into Linux and let's try some of these options from luadec. Like let's do this one. Print all subfunction numbers and exit. Let's do that. Pn. We'll just see if this works. GL-cloud. And the problem is I don't know shit about how this thing is supposed to work. Like this whole file structure, what the luadec or the luac chunks are, how to interpret the machine code. Um, yeah, there's a bunch of crap in there. Okay. Uh, where was it? All right, so at proc glhwinfo device cert. I'm sorry, you guys can't see this. Doop. Yeah, so I was looking at the strings. It's got this device cert and device key. But those aren't actually on the device. So those aren't anywhere. We can do a find for them. Finding device cert to dev. Nothing. Cool. So I'm guessing it probably puts it on there when it connects. Maybe it like generates that, pulls it from UCI or something like that. What is ext root? No idea. Okay. Yeah, I don't see that in there. Okay. All right. So let's see. There was one other thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to crack this sucker open and connect with the UART. I think it has some UART pins on the inside. I thought that would be fun to do. Not like super practical or useful, but it'll demonstrate how you can get a shell like this, potentially a shell like this, or maybe even a lower level shell with without having access to SSH. Like say if SSH was turned off, you could potentially get a shell through UART that way. So I can probably do that. Wrap it up. Let's see how long we've been streaming for. It's like 2 hours so far. Yeah. Well, let me do that real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Let me rearrange this. I will put you guys on the idle screen real quick, enjoy some music, and I'll get this reconfigured. One moment. Okay. Let me get this. Oh, cool. Looks like Twitch died. It should come back up. Oh well. Um, Let me get this camera reoriented, and I'll show you guys some UART stuff. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right, so what we've got here, if you notice on this, is if it wants to focus, we've got a UART port, or at least what I'm guessing is UART port. You can probably adjust the exposure on this 1 second. There you go, make that a little bit better. So this right here, it'll focus. These 3 pins are generally going to be UART. UART is typically a 3-pin ordeal. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook our flipper 0 up to this. The flipper is already set up in serial mode, UART to USB. So you can see we've got USB serial mode set up on that. Under there, I go and I configure this to channel 1 just so that it doesn't interfere with the serial channel that the flipper communicates over. And we've also got some GPIO ports right here. So we're gonna plug some cables up to that and get started on this. So first off, let's go ahead and connect our ground to there. Actually, I need to figure out what the pins are on the actual board itself. So let me see if these are labeled. Wow, they are. That is so nice. Ground, RX, and TX, and VCC. So, see if I can get this on the camera. So right here, it says ground, RX, and TX. So it tells us the pin out. So let's go ahead and get our ground connected. And then our TX, or our RX is going to be red, TX is going to be orange. Ground is going to be brown. Alright, so we have those connected. So we've got brown is our ground. We have our RX and then our TX. So let's go ahead and plug those up on the flipper. So RX is red, TX is orange. RX and TX. Okay, so on our flipper, got those connected to RX and TX. So now all we have to do is go into our Windows and should have our COM port, USB serial device, COM port COM3 right here. This should be our flipper. And we're going to get putty. Let's go ahead and exit out of this. Oh, it's not even connected anymore. Duh. Alright, putty. And we're gonna make a new one. Let's set this up as serial. COM3. And we're gonna set the baud rate 115200. That's generally the common baud rate. We'll have to adjust this. So the baud rate is kind of like how fast you communicate with the device. And when you do this, if it comes out all mangled and gobbledygook, then you know your baud rate is wrong, so you can tweak that. 9600 is generally the lowest acceptable speed, and 115200 is kind of like the generally accepted speed for newer devices. They can go faster, but 115200 is like usually the most supported. So let's go ahead and save this as Mango UART, and then we will open. And so, oh, okay. So this is the flipper CLI. This is kind of what I was talking about. I forgot. I need to change it to COM1. Duh. Save and then open. And then I've got to plug this thing in, get it powered up, and we should see a bunch of crap start to spray across the screen as this powers on. If I can do this right. Okay, so this should be powering on. I don't know. I don't normally do COM stuff or serial stuff over Windows. I can try. Let me do Linux because I'm way more comfortable on Linux doing this crap. Let me let me unplug this. We're gonna go into Linux. And do I have Minicom? I mean, I think I do. Okay, cool. Alright, I like Minicom. Minicom's kind of like my tried and true, my bay. Alright, let me remove that. Add it to this one. USB host device. Virtual COM port. Go back into Linux. Do a sudo dmessage wh. Alright, so TTY-ACM0. That's our thing. lsdev TTY. Alright, so we've got ACM0. So let's do minicom. Is it D? D for device? Capital D. Dev TTY ACM0. And then B for baud rate 1150-200. And we'll do that. Oh, see, that gives us that. Okay. I think I need to go back in here. Set it to that. Because I think because I'm passing through the COM device. Alright, can't open 1150-200. Let me just be because our device isn't plugged in. I got cables out the wazoo. What the hell? Bruh. Alright. Now let's go ahead and power this up. Nothing? Okay. Alright, let's add this again. Okay. Alright, so got that. It doesn't look like the device is actually getting powered though, so I'm not sure what his deal with that. I'll check the USB port. No, I mean it looks like it was on maybe. I got nothing for the lights. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Why do we not have any lights on? Does it not like the UART? Is there something going on hardware-wise? UART is plugged in, it turns on. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what? How about I plug it in while UART, or while it's powered on. Try and stop me. Try and stop me. Come on. Alright, let's push our reset. We'll reset it. And we gotta have our UART plugged in.